here now. Welcome back to another Frame Voyager question and answer video. I mean, I receive so many comments and questions across our videos, and I don't always have the time to get to all of them. So every month I like to do a video like this just to engage with the community, answer any questions that you guys might have that may be a little too long to answer in the comment section. But if you're wondering, why am I in a box today? Well, it came to my attention in a recent video that I won't name. I'm not gonna get into that because we're in the box today. That I really just need to only focus on working hard, filming and making stories and making money, and not worry about anything else like pesky prices that multi-million-dollar companies decide on whims to change, or how awful the tech world can be to consumers for no really good reason that we all just should roll over and take it because we really shouldn't worry about the money we potentially lost, because we should be able to make that 10 times the amount of that, and the time it took us to complain about it. And at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter, because if you complain about something, you'll automatically be labeled as someone who cares about gear, overreach when purchasing a camera, that you don't like your gear anymore, that you only care about Ks, and that you're not out filming enough. But that's outside of the box talk, so we don't have any opinions on that here on this video. So let's get back onto what we really should be doing: shutting up and talking about filming. So let's get to some questions. All right, first question I got from Magnum DB. He asked, is the false color feature measuring the flat looking exposure when shooting in B-RAW? Or is it measuring the exposure through Rec 2020 or Rec 709 view? Or can you change the false color settings to tell how it measures? As far as I know, there's not much difference between the two. When I've been filming it and switching between it, and we'll actually go ahead and show some footage of what it looks like switching the false color between the flat look and that. It's just measuring the exposure. It would be the same thing that you're doing in any log kind of format when you're looking at histograms. It doesn't really change. It's doing whatever the log, I would say, is, and getting you as accurate exposure levels as possible. Now, when you convert it, it's different, but it's getting you what the camera's reading into the sensor, is what I would say, is what about I found on all the forums and stuff online, because there's not really a direct answer to this in Blackmagic's video manual. But I've come to, over the time, like, trust what it does, especially if I'm shooting in B-RAW. I've had no issues with what false color has given me as far as exposure levels. In some cases, I've actually probably not trusted the false colors as much as I should have. So there is that. Question number 2, when is the BMP-CC 6K Pro Masterclass going to be ready? I'm working on that now. I'm actually working on it with a bunch of other YouTube creators. I'm trying to get you guys the best possible video on the 6K Pro, talking about how to use all the features, going through all the menu settings and everything, just like we did with the Pocket 4K. I'm working on it. It takes a little bit of time to do. The scripts typically have been about like 60 to 100 pages long, so I got to come and make sure the scripts are all good to go, make sure I can film it all, which takes about like 4 hours to film, and then go back through and cut it down. But it hopefully will be out here in the next month or two. That's what I'm kind of aiming for right now. Question number 3 from Surviving the Dolomites. Okay, I don't get 3:1. Does that have something in common with the crop of the video screen? And this was in response to the bitrate video I did like a couple months ago on the 6K Pro. What he's asking is 3:1 talking about the ratio of it, and ratio of the screen, or the screen with the crop of the video. And I understand from I wouldn't make fun of this person, because this is something when you're first starting out, it's incredibly hard to kind of understand the bitrate and all the different things, because it has a lot of features on this camera that not a lot of other cameras have. Now, when you're talking about 3:1 to 12:1, it's not talking about the ratio or the crop factor of what the camera is filming at. It's talking about the compression level of an uncompressed video file and levels of compression that Blackmagic has added in, so you can bring down the bit rate. You have control over the bit rate of your sensor and how much information it's taking in while it's filming. So you can go 3:1, which is the highest you can get to as constant bitrate, and all the way down to 12:1, which is a 12:1 compression ratio. So it compresses it to 12, if that makes sense. Great feature. Honestly, it's something that these Blackmagic cameras, it's so nice to have. The options to be able to choose. If you don't want to film something like at a high bitrate like this kind of video, I film at a 12:1 bitrate because I film a bunch of these videos and sometimes they turn out a little bit long, and I don't really need 3:1 compression when I'm going to YouTube for something like this. No one really cares about a talking head looking 3:1 constant bit rate. And honestly, it doesn't, in my opinion, affect the footage that much. So there is that. So, but great question. And that's something I don't want anyone on this channel to be afraid of asking me any kind of dumb question that, you know, people who have been using the cameras know, like, you know, like the back of their hand. It's fine. Blackmagic has really opened up, and I know I've had some thoughts about, you know, the 12K, and oh, that's outside of the box comment, but I won't get into that, you know. But really, Blackmagic has made their cameras, has made it easy to acquire for normal people and to help other creatives get into film. It's honestly, that's one of the things I love about the company. Again, if you're ever think it's a dumb question, feel free to ask it. I'm not going to make fun of you, and I'll probably try to get on people that'll make fun of you about it. Number 4 from Madasic. I think that's how you say it. Nice video. What are you using to reduce the noise in this video? And I'm assuming he's not talking about the audio noise. So this was, I don't actually remember which video this was, but I'll tell you about the plugin I use to reduce noise, because I don't usually edit in DaVinci Resolve. So I use Adobe Premiere plugins. And there is this, it's called Neat Video, and it allows you to kind of, it'll process the video for you, bring it to a separate thing where you can really get fine details down, and it'll show you a lot of really good, it'll show you a bunch of different screens to really pinpoint the fine details of what exactly is noise, and a slider to kind of like smooth it out to the level you're comfortable with. And as well as actually like processing some of it for you to kind of give you what they think is a good level of noise reduction for it. So it's great. To me, it doesn't take up as much of the rendering or as much as the GPU processing that like Red Giant's software does for that. I can't even use their noise reduction in Premiere. It's absolutely awful. So take a look at that. I've linked that below. So definitely that's how I usually get rid of the noise in my videos. Question number 5 is asking about this video we did last time with the camera that I put on a grill that a lot of people, it ended up in like a bad Blackmagic rigs video, which it's a future video we're gonna be talking about. But yeah, people got actually pretty mad at me about this. I wasn't actually grilling it. I used a spray mist can to get the image of that, and then added some like effects and stuff to it to make it look like there was heat and stuff off of it. But DC Fan for Life asks, how does it taste though? Awesome video. Thank you. That was a very fun video to put together, and it tastes buttery. Just leave it at that. Question number 6 from JT. Will 60 frames per second off-speed recording at 24 frames per second project use less data than typically 60 frames per second shooting? Also, is all off-speed recording windowed to or limited to 2.6K? So if you actually look when you're filming, you'll notice that the time on an off-speed recording is moving faster to let you know this is how long the footage will be, because you're converting it from 60 frames a second to 24 frames per second, therefore slowing it down and extending it, so your time goes faster. So theoretically, if you record for the exact same amount of time in real time, not whatever the camera is showing you, so say you record 10 seconds of 60 frames per second audio, or 60 frames per second that you convert down to 24 frames per second, you're going to have about the same file size if you recorded a 60 frames per second clip, because it just hasn't been stretched out. Now there might be like small minute differences, but yeah, you'll probably get about the same, I would assume, same file sizes, because you're essentially doing the same thing, but off-speed recording, all it's doing for you is opening it up and converting it to 24 frames per second for you, so you don't have to do it in post, and you can see what it looks like on camera, if that makes sense. Question number 7. I have a 6K Pro and I'm planning to shoot commercial work and short films with it. Any advice, especially lens pairings? Have an old Canon EFS 18-135 and Sigma art lens 18-35. Big fan from Kenya. Thanks, Trevor, for commenting on this. Love, it's so cool, all these different people from around the world and creatives, and it's so cool to get to talk with everyone. You should definitely join our Discord channel and talk with some of the guys on here that do more of that work. But for commercial work, the 18-35 millimeter, excellent lens. I use it for a lot of my client work, a lot of run and gun kind of shoots. Now, if you're doing more cinematic work, you might want to consider like putting a black mist filter on your lens to kind of get a little bit more of that filmic look to it. And also maybe looking at some cine lenses. I just did a review recently on some Zhongyi Metacon T1 lenses that you can go check out if you're interested in seeing that are good budget lenses. But I've also heard, I think it's Mikey, or I'll put this right below me because I forgot what everyone was recommending to me. And I'm actually going to be trying those out soon because literally everyone recommended them to me when I was talking about those. So that's kind of what I would do. 18 to 35 millimeter though, I mean, people give it crap on this in all the community groups, but it's a good lens. I'm actually using that lens now. So you can make it, look cinematic. Remember, a lot of it is more about lighting and music and all that kind of stuff, and lenses do play a part in it, but you can utilize what you have and get good results. Question number 8 from Lunavision. Great video. I'm very interested in this camera and any Blackmagic camera to come. And yay, Norwegian Cup. Have you been to Norway? We're located in Haugesund. I'm going to say that wrong. In the West Coast. In a previous video I was using, it was in Norway a few years ago, but I was drinking coffee. I don't remember what I was doing, but I had it, and it's a Norwegian Cup. So I have a couple Norwegian fans that I know. I actually get to talk to on the Discord channel a lot. And when was I? Where Norway I've been? I flew into Oslo and I did a road trip through Norway in the wintertime. In November. Well, I guess it's just the beginning of wintertime for you guys. But it was very interesting. Went from there, went all the way to the coast to the Atlantic Highway with that crazy bridge, and then back down to like Bergen, and then kind of across through like Odda and back to Oslo. And ran into about every kind of weather you could imagine: rain, sun, hail, and whiteout blizzard. Pretty crazy. So fun kind of trip. Definitely want to go back to Norway. Sometimes you love Norway. I think it's actually better than Iceland. No, question number 9, official, dad's into living fit. Okay. Link to the FlyCam you use. I will. I'm actually doing a video about the FlyCam here soon that I'm using, and it's been great using with the URSA G2 and the Pocket 4K cameras, and I can't wait to show you guys how I've kind of had it set up and give you some initial thoughts and stuff on it. It's honestly, it's such a lifesaver on your back. And the last question, I still don't understand, and this is from the Elusive Frame. I still don't understand why this camera is better than the 6K Pro if it doesn't have dual native ISO. Is it the extra, and he's talking about the URSA G2. Is it the extra stops of light and 120 frames per second in 4K? It doesn't sound like something that justifies such a higher price tag. Am I missing something? I would say the extra stops of dynamic range, you can definitely tell when filming with this versus the other cameras. Some other things to consider is that it has almost near, a lot of people confuse, and I even did at first, the fact that this camera has doesn't have a global shutter, but its speed, which I've listed right here, is for their rolling shutter is incredible. So you don't even really notice most of the issues that you have with the Pocket 4K and 6K Pro when it comes to rolling shutter. So it's just such a good production camera, and you can definitely tell from the way it films and the kind of quality you get from it every time with it. Now, it doesn't have the dual native ISO, and it doesn't have that, but the production aspects of it and how using it for an environment like this, or even on run and gun, for me, I just like how it films better on a 6K Pro. That's just my opinion. But I think maybe that's a couple of things. But if any of you have any other comments or questions about the G2, feel free to let me know in the section below. Anyways, that's it for today's video. I hope, thank you so much for being part of this channel, for asking me a bunch of questions. And if you haven't yet, be sure to get on our Discord channel. It is so cool to be part of such a great community that we've built on there. People just helping each other out and not judging, and honestly getting on me about stuff and making fun of me, or letting me know too when I'm overreaching with stuff. Thank you for coming along on this journey of the box Frame Voyager, and you didn't think I was going to stay in a box, did you? We'll see you in the next video. God, this is so dumb.